I'm Amor Tonae.
And I'm Tonae.
And we are
the Faceted Duality podcast, EP.2.
You know, I got a jingle in my head every time.
I know you do.
I ain't gonna say it out loud because she don't like it, but just one time.
We're not jingling.
Faceted Duality.
Go off, man. That was the jingle.
It's like it's not the full jingle.
This your time to shine.
I'm gonna record it and then bring
okay.
Faceted Duality.
Okay.
You don't like that?
You're recording. Maybe I'm gonna like it after it's mixed and mastered.
You don't like the raw little vocal right there.
Shit. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to episode 2, where we are talking about manifestation.
Manifesting. Manifesto.
Manifesting, and is it real? And the different aspects of that. And
are the girls lying? Because everybody's a master manifester now. I feel like that's such a buzzword. It's such a trend now. So
yeah, it definitely is.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of stuff. I know because I've talked to people about different subject matters too. Like people were saying, like being vegan and spiritual and all these things are like a trend.
They are.
I can see why it can be labeled as a trend from a perspective of a trend, but then on another aspect, I see it as more awareness, and it's just talked about more because it's a more aware thing that people are being and doing. So that's all.
So when I think about awareness, I think about knowledge and actually knowing what you're talking about. and this is not obviously not directed at you because I know that you actually know what you're talking about and you live things day in and day out. Whereas I've had conversations with vegans, for example,
or eat salmon.
Okay, like be like, yeah, I'm plant-based, but I had some chicken last night. Like, what do you mean?
Like,
and that's why I say it. Like, people will pick up a term and start running with it without taking the time to research what it actually means. That's why I'm very big on language, and I'm not afraid to look up words. Like in the middle of a conversation, I'll look something up because that's one of the main reasons why our communication is so fucked up, because people don't know what they're talking about. Like, not even being facetious is don't know what you're talking about. You did not, you using the word wrong.
For sure. You're right. That's definitely a thing.
So what is manifesting to kind of set the record straight, for the people?
Yeah, manifesting is when you are intentionally and consciously creating your reality through different actions and energetic habits. So, for example, rather that be through feeling it, imagining and visualizing, meditating on things regularly and intentionally, to visualize yourself in a certain space or realm, or to materialize something and attract it to you. Manifestation can be done in many different ways that incorporate that. Like you can be writing things down, using candle work along with it under certain moon cycles energetically. And
so is it not just speaking things into existence and saying I'm a millionaire?
You feel it. It's definitely a part of it, but it's not just that. Like some people for sure just think it's just like, oh, I'm gonna speak, because words have
be
power.
Broke as hell the rest of your life, just thinking that's gonna get it for you.
Because you gotta meet the universe halfway. You gotta meet the energy halfway through action too. You can't, Now I have definitely manifested some things without doing much action, but I feel because I'm just that much more tapped into the ethos and the cosmos.
And you're always, or maybe not always, but you work to stay in alignment in general.
For sure.
So though a lot of the work is already pre-done, it's like, prepping everything before you go to cook.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You already have everything that you need, so that when you sit down to bring everything together, it comes together effortlessly because you've already done the work.
So true.
Now you just have to put everything together.
For sure.
With the help of universe or God or whatever you decide that you want to believe.
Exactly. And to piggyback more on like what you're saying about people just saying stuff and that be that, and they think that it still holds power too, for sure, because there was once people will say things and they'll curse themselves because it's a habit of what they always saying and thinking. And but it's
also a feeling, I think. Like for example, people say, I'm sick or I don't feel good or whatever the case. Like you already don't feel good, but you're reaffirming that when you say it out loud.
For sure.
So negative things happen, or like, damn, my car fucked up. When your car might have been, it's acting a little funny, but when you reaffirm it and give it power, essentially, now your car won't start.
And that's part of manifestation. Because words are spells. That's why it's spelling. Because I used to speak a different way. I used to be on a different frequency. I used to think in a lower vibration. I used to be in a state of worry and lack. And that version of me versus the version I have been in these years is like night and day.
So was there something that you read or like someone that you met that kind of got you into manifesting and your journey, or what was the?
I feel like it was more so like a consciousness within, like a spiritual journey that started happening with more so like self-awareness and self-development and not wanting to feel low or stressed, and I started studying and reading different books. So it started with me like reading things like The Power of the Subconscious Mind and The Mastery of Emotion and Detachment. Those opened up the window to like awareness of myself and how I was speaking and how I was thinking. And then I discovered the law of attraction and how all of those things was pretty much creating my reality. It had a large part to do with why I was experiencing what I was experiencing.
I think for me, the first form of manifesting that I did was the like affirmations, so positive affirmations, to just kind of combat a lot of the negative self-talk that I had, just like that internal dialogue, just like from shit that was projected onto me, like people telling you stuff over the years, and you start believing it, even though like
same.
That didn't even come from you. Like, you're wondering, like, well, dang, why do I feel like this? Because you've been told that your whole life, or like, it can be something as simple as something that your mom told you when you was 11, and you just kind of, it's embedded in your subconscious mind. So something that can help you kind of reprogram that is those positive affirmations and doing like mirror work, and really tapping in with yourself and repetition until you actually start to believe it and embody that.
And that's what I learned about how the subconscious mind works and reprogramming ourselves. Like that's what those affirmations do. Like you literally reprogramming your mind. And then I started noticing the shifts in how my thought process and the patterns of my thinking totally changed. Like it got to a space and time, like after years of this being a spiritual health consistency, I didn't think the same way. And if I had negative thoughts, I mastered combating that. Like it was like I instantly would go to gratitude. So it works. Definitely works.
So would you agree that I'll say this, to my understanding, manifestation works because of frequencies. So basically everything in the universe has a frequency that is vibrating on. Everything is always in motion. We learned this in school, but just not to that degree. Like we learned about protons and electrons and how like they're always vibrating.
Right.
Nothing is ever really still. So basically, when you begin to raise your vibration, you become in alignment with things that are also on that same vibration. So it can be something as simple from having a low vibration job, and then you raise your vibration, and then other opportunities become aware to you. You can actually see them because you're on a higher frequency.
You nailed it.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. So that's the cheat code right there. Is doing the internal work so that your external can, or I guess,
can be in
so
alignment.
That you can be in alignment with the external that's already there. Because I will say, opportunities aren't created. They're kind of everything is always already there. It's just you can't see it because you are not on the correct frequency.
Yep, you're not on the right frequency, or like how we say, holding on to stagnant energy that's holding up the space that the new energy needs to flow in. That's why
it's like static.
Yeah,
like stagnation, or that energy is like static. Like if you say you looking at a radio, you change to a certain channel, you can hear a little bit of what's going on, but all this static and the bullshit in the background is going to keep you from.
That was a great analogy. She's smart. Have you ever manifested something that is in your present right now?
Yeah, a lot of things were done kind of unintentionally. Because I don't really focus on me just being who I am and being so flexible and I'm an air sign, so you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
so I kind of teeter totter, and I have my hands in a lot of different things. So I kind of focus on the type of person that I want to be and the type of energy that I want to project into the world, and then I allow opportunities to present themselves. Whereas I know some people, they know exactly what they want out of life, and they are working to match that, working to become the type of person that can be in those spaces. But for me, I kind of flow. Like I'm very much so a go with the flow type of person. I want to experience all that life has to offer, you know, as my best self.
Same. I see reflections of myself in that and everything you just said. I'm more fixed though in a lot of spaces for sure. And I intentionally manifest certain things and they come to fruition. I am a human. You ever heard of human design? My human design is a manifesting generator. So before even knowing that, which is something I learned just maybe a year or so ago, it's freshly new, so I'm still studying more about it. But once I started learning about what that is and looks like, it made more sense to why I have been the way that I am. Like my hands are always in different things, and anything I speak or put my energy to, you know, it grows and it happens, and we all have that power for sure. But I noticed that being my human design, why when I intentionally do it, it's like a
yes. Did you also notice that, like, I guess reflecting back on before you became self-aware, that you had, well, obviously what you wouldn't have been careful, but that when you speak like negative things or just anything, like it'll kind of automatically happen, and you're like, damn, like maybe I should stop doing that. Or reflecting, you know, like, damn, I should stop doing that, because you know, words do have power in a way. And I think for me that it stopped happening because I mess up sometimes. Like I'll say stuff and just without thinking, or because it's habitual. But I think that happened for so long for me to realize like how powerful my words were. And then, like, you know, it's like, okay, you learned that lesson, you know what I mean? So now I get grace in some aspects.
Because we're creators, like we're, you know, I see us as images of gods and goddesses. And that those other instincts and energetic things about us that are outside of those five senses, that's like God energy. That's creative energy. That's creator energy for me. Like how we have wombs and we create life. So, you know, it only makes sense to me, logical sense, that, you know, what we can speak and the energy we put out, it'll become.
So speaking of God, gods and goddesses, what it can you explain what do you think the difference between prayer and manifestation is? So what is the difference between those two?
For me, prayer is seeking only outside of yourself. And manifestation is being aware of the power within you. Yeah, that's the difference for me. To be transparent, like the way I honor the spiritual realm and Most High and my ancestors and spirit guides and all of that, because I don't just only honor one energetic or God-like source. I show gratitude and honor, and speak more so in an affirming way when acknowledging that aspect.
So you're not out here begging.
No,
okay. Yeah. I think the desperation that a lot of people, the energy of desperation that goes into prayer is a big reason why a lot of people's prayers go unanswered. Because I don't deny that prayer works if you are in the right frame of mind, and if you're calling on, you know, this specific deity or this specific I can't think of what Catholic people pray to, but I know they pray to, like, they don't just pray to God, or they don't just pray to Jesus. They pray to like different angels, etc. So I think the energy of desperation kind of holds a lot of people back because it's like you're begging and you feel kind of hopeless, whereas that's literally the opposite of attraction. Literally. You know what I mean? It actually repels.
It does.
A lot of your blessings, for lack of a better word, because you're desperate, and it's like it's okay, like be in gratitude for where you are now, and and that's how you kind of open up the door for more.
The attitude of gratitude is
I like that. Attitude of gratitude.
Yeah,
I like
that.
I
really started living a life of gratitude. Like I see the gratitude in everything. Even when things shift, it may feel a little uncomfortable. You know, I say like, okay, well, what did I do something to attract this experience? What can I learn from this experience? And what am I grateful for this experience? And I don't attach to anything. And that has just been an easy little flow with ease for me. So, but that is so accurate. That desperation does block. You want to have faith. That's what they say. We gotta have faith.
The faith of a mustard seed. It don't take a lot. Just just faith that all things are working in your favor, even if you can't understand it. Because don't get me wrong, like we are very, or I'll speak for myself, I try to be very positive, but I also understand the duality of life, and that everything is not going to be positive. But in the negative experiences, you learn, and like that's the times where our faith is tested, the times where our knowledge is tested, and like sometimes you'll go through similar situations just as a test. See, like, have you really grown, or are you ready to kind of go to the next level?
It's all those experiences was always the things that made me pivot and grow the most. And that's how I've been able to sustain a consistency with having gratitude even in the moments, because I literally know that this is going to progress me forward. So.
Yes. No need. Usually things always get better unless you die. Like that's pretty much the only time when like the end of your life. And honestly, I think that's.
I was gonna say like
you probably gonna be the happiest. The day you die is probably gonna be the happiest day of your life. But for everyone else, around you, obviously it doesn't get better after death for a lot of people. But
people are gonna miss your
usually you get at your lowest so that you can go to reach your new heights. At least that's been my experience.
Mine too.
I feel like
power of the tongue. We done spoke it all.
Yes.
And knowing something is for you, checking your intentions and soul searching is important. Like, especially the checking your intentions part, I feel. Well, all of it is important, but that stood out for me because it's like, why do you want something? Why are you desiring?
Is it because like my homegirl got it?
Yeah.
Is it because I feel like that's what we're supposed to do?
Because it may not be for you in your divine alignment or order. So you may be feeling like, oh, I want this because of this, but it's not in alignment for your journey or purpose here. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to come. And I always speak on flowing and not forcing. So if anything feel like it's a forced shift or it's not working and you got to just do way too much to make it work, just step away.
I agree. And sometimes a no isn't like a never. It's just a redirection. It's a not right now. I know that there's like things that I really wanted maybe 3-4 years ago. And I know that if I would have got them, I would have fucked it up, or like it just wasn't the time. You know what I mean? Time is everything. And sometimes when you want something so bad, that's the desperation. You can't really see that this really is not the right time for it, or I'm not even at the right level to receive whatever it is that my heart desires. You also have to use the logical part of your brain and really think about how your life will be impacted by whatever you're asking for.
Exactly. Preparation is so important.
One thing I hear a lot as far as prayer, manifestation, setting goals is that you should keep them to yourself. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it depends. For me, at least, I definitely feel that, just flowing and doing and giving action to things versus just keep talking about stuff for sure. But when it comes to like keeping it to myself in a private sense,
it's a secret because people might be praying on your downfall.
Yeah, so I intentionally do protection things for myself, but to where I know I'm divinely guided and protected. You know, you can't cast no hexes on me. I'm good. I'm covered. So either way, I'm still in my divine order when it comes to that. But I look at it as an aspect of me also affirming it even more. So like,
yeah,
like I'm putting it out into either my friends or the atmosphere or social media to say I'm gonna do da da da. Like I'm affirming it and putting it out there as an affirmation is what my intention is more so.
And I think that's a part of why, or when you have multiple people, even subconsciously thinking about the same thing, that's why it becomes a reality even quicker. For sure. That's why, like, if you see like big ass prayer groups and they praying for this one person to get healed, that's why you see miracles happen, because it's the energy of all of the combined energy with the same intention. And I think the same could be said just for goal setting. I don't think it's something that you need to keep a secret. Like, if you feel like you got that many haters and like everybody's out to get you, then yeah, you definitely need to change your circle and just stop being so negative. Like, there are good people in the world, and there are people that want to see you do great. There are people that will support you. For sure. And if you don't believe that, you really should check your heart, because maybe you aren't one of those people that kind of root for everybody else. That's why you kind of on defense. Like, damn, I don't want to tell nobody what I got going on. For sure. You must have been a hater in your past life if you feel like that.
And got a bunch of haters around you for sure.
Which is crazy,
making changes of your circle, and you're holding on to relationships that just don't no longer serve your highest good. You know, our friends, everybody isn't forever. Everything, every job isn't forever. Some things just got to be let go.
So, what tips would you give to someone that is wanting to kind of take control of their life and start creating their own reality? Just like 2 or 3 tips. And we also, we're gonna put some books in the description too. I know there's a couple that you spoke on.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend.
We have a little book list to get started. So anything that you can think of.
I guess first and foremost, I would just say committing to new daily habits to create more of a new routine of just how your energy is setting your intentions for the day. Like how you start the day, I feel is very important.
What do you do to start your day?
I meditate, take a moment to not look at the phone, not give my energy to anyone else, and focus on really rising all the way up, processing my dreams, just taking a moment to breathe, meditate. I drink tea, do some stretching, you know, a little yoga in the rising, cleanse myself, my aura. And I listen to, the first thing I listen to is something positive. So I like to like certain YouTubers or influencers that I like to listen to, or maybe I don't want to listen to anyone talking. I'll play like certain sound healing frequencies. So I would say setting the intentions of your day more intentionally as a habit, as well as doing things to vibrate higher, whether that be taking a moment to detox and cleanse, doing things that make you happy, traveling more, and letting shit go. Letting shit go that just don't serve you. That is key, because you, not just in relationships, any habit that you feel like is becoming a crutch or an addiction or something you're using as an escapism, it needs to be let go. Those are the first things I can think of.
I would say gratitude, just practicing gratitude for what you already have, and then take inventory of your life and what it looks like, what you would like it to look like, and then like actually do some of the work yourself. Like implementing small changes. It's kind of like I'm ready, or like I'm serious this time energy about yourself. And then I gotta tell people all the time, so many opportunities I've gotten have been like they just kind of fell out the sky type shit. Like I can't make it up.
Because you was in alignment.
Because I was in alignment, and I was already in my own head every day in my reality, doing things to get where I wanted to go. And then it's like, okay, like she's ready, like she's actually doing the work. And ready to receive, something that'll take you to the next level. Yes.
Because being still
just do the work
and not moving to be in flow of new experiences or what you're looking to attract in, it's not gonna come. So, me being able to free flow and go to this event and allow myself to be in different rooms and spaces, that is how you can align more with what you're in alignment with. So yeah, that's very
important. The last question I think we didn't cover is it magic?
Is it magic? It is magical as fuck to manifest some shit. Like, I feel like it. It's miraculous for sure. Yes. I think we are magical beings. I think we're electromagnetic beings energetically. To me, that is magical. Now, is it poof magic like a magician you see at a show? Like, no.
Well, that is deception.
Right, because they're really doing a trick.
That's production. Yeah. So Webster says that magic is the power of influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. So I think by that definition, it is pretty damn magical.
It is magic, and I guess that's why.
So I guess we are magic.
We are, and I see, and that is why the labels of those who don't get it, or to give an example, not to to give an example, a lot of religious aspects, thinkers that are not open-minded to what manifestation is, label it to be either demonic or evil, or because
the demon did it.
Yeah, like, because certain religions teach us not to lean into the understanding of ourselves and not to lean into the power we have within to manifest. And, and it's understandable because that's what they're taught. But it's not the truth of the matter. Until you experience something, I feel too, a lot of times it's okay to have a perspective, but when you don't know, just say you don't know instead of just labeling something to be something.
I agree.
Like, yeah, because sage ain't the devil. Because goodness gracious, I don't even understand the logic behind thinking something.
You have a devil in your house, but you worried about this plant.
It's weird.
You have people around you that is murderous.
Okay.
Negative.
Because if you actually look up sage and what it is, and what the benefits are with it, sage clears about 99% of the bacteria in the air, for one. It cleanses the air.
That's what y'all needed during COVID.
I don't use Lysol and all that because it has chemical in it. Cancerous chemicals. So I don't spray that. I don't want to inhale that. So I smudge. I use sage because it clears the bacteria and it's an energetic reset too. It cleanses the energy. So just do the knowledge first before you make assumptions, please, and sage yourself. Get that off of you. Would you like to add anything else?
Nope.
Well, that was our episode 2 of Manifestation. Is it real? And what our perspectives are about it.
If you have any questions about manifestation, definitely leave them in the comments. And we are going to make sure we have that book list in the description too, so that you can read to gain a better understanding. Because I'm very much so I don't know. I encourage you to read and understand for yourself, and not just take things that we say or things that you hear on the internet. That was like how we started this whole thing. Things that you hear on the internet, take it at face value, and do your own research and understand things for yourself.
And soon this summer, I am working on releasing a manifestation and healing journal, affirmation healing journal.
So be on the lookout for that as well.
Yay.
All right, well, peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Peace and love.
Elevate, levitate, we gon' elevate, meditate, ooh, elevate, levitate, we gon' elevate.